Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. You are here with the boys of Poi and Soy on a post-credits segment. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We got a pretty good roster of things to talk about today. Yeah,
we do.
Some big news has come out in regards to the new Daredevil show, the Born Again. That will be coming out, I believe, at the end of next year. We're going to go over Ghosted, the trailer that just released for Chris Evans and Ana de Armas, which is kind of like a little rom-com action flick, I guess is the best way of putting it.
Kind of a Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibe.
Yeah, I was going to say Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Night and Day also,
kind of,
you know.
Night and Day, yes.
Stuff.
We're also going to go over Mandalorian episode 2 for season 3. And we're going to go into The Last of Us episode 8, which was an absolute banger in preparation for the season finale that we all get to watch probably today because everyone wants to watch it today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Today.
Now, really quickly before we get into the nitty gritty, are you guys interested in seeing Creed 3? Because I've been hearing a lot of good reviews. I've been a fan of the first two, mainly because I was a huge fan of the Rocky movies.
Somewhere in the next week.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to just go.
Rocky franchise has always been a little bit of a nostalgia factor. Watching it growing up, watching him fight the Russians over and over again, just because.
Even though Rocky's not in this one.
Yeah, and he has nothing to do with this one, apparently.
Yeah.
Just interested to see if you guys wanted to maybe cover it at some point.
100%.
I'm definitely seeing it this week.
Yeah,
At some point,
I was already planning on seeing it, so.
I don't know when I'll see it because of
ironic because I was going to
back.
ask you.
Right.
But
you're what?
Get a good rip
we'll
off
figure it
of a certain service.
No, never.
Put that in there.
Never. We're all about the support of small, huge businesses.
Small, huge
business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
First, off the top, we'll get into some big news that came out in regards to the new Daredevil series, Born Again, that's going to be coming out in 2024. I know we have had a little bit of a discussion off the pod regarding it, but Jon Bernthal is looking to be reprising his role as the Punisher in this new series coming out. And so far, he's the only one of the original series that is coming back, outside of, Charlie Cox, of course. We haven't heard anything about the person playing Foggy Nelson or Karen Page.
We have.
Well, I mean, I thought I read that it said that they hadn't had any plans, but doesn't mean it was out of the question. Unless you read something completely different.
I supposedly they both are not reprising their roles
officially.
As far as the two actors. So I mean, who knows what happens for season 2? But as far as season 1 is concerned, there's no saying whether or not the characters will be in there, but the actual actors themselves are not returning, which is
18 episode season. It's got to have them. It's foggy.
That's a long season. Yeah.
So I'll let you actually go off first on it, Keone. Given the fact that Jon Bernthal has pretty much, it's not just something that's coming out. I think Hollywood Reporter officially announced it. And then he shared something on his Instagram of an old snapshot of him as Punisher, unloading some clips. What are your thoughts on him reprising his role now that we're seeing that this Daredevil series is kind of shaping up to be something similar to what the Netflix series was, but they're not bringing back Foggy Nelson or Karen Page, and they're saying it's not the same, but it is the same, but it's not the same. What is your take on
that? I've been going back and forth about this since we kind of talked about the announcement part of it. Super stoked that Jon Bernthal is returning because you could not have found a more perfect Punisher actor. He literally fits the role to a T. So there's that. I think that's a huge get. Fantastic that they brought him on board. I think another positive about it is you obviously have some kind of plan that Jon Bernthal was on for. You know what I'm saying? Because he already has been very vocal about not wanting to water down the character to a point where it's unrecognizable from where he was in the Netflix series. So I do think that it's positive that he signed on because that means that he obviously was part of the creative direction of the show, and he
saw the script at least and was
so he's with it, which which is exciting. But another part of me is like, it does suck hearing the news about both Foggy and Karen, because if they don't return at some point, or worse, if they get recasted in the new version of Daredevil, I mean, first and foremost, the two of them, I'm not even sure the name of the actors. Obviously, I don't know what their actual real names are, but both of them, fantastic in their castings. I think the chemistry on screen was just insane. Like I said, from like way back when we were talking about the shows, like the Netflix run was some of the best superhero stuff that they've ever released. And I think like the tone of it, like just the way everything meshed together, these people were like fantastic together. So breaking up that kind of like, and just, speaking basketball terms, breaking up that big three will be kind of interesting for me, because obviously, like with Daredevil's character, there's so much kind of conflict within him, and then conflict that he's kind of has to deal with using kind of his northern lights, I guess, North Stars that you kind of like has in the show. These two characters that kind of ride along with him, they kind of bring him back in these certain moments. It'll be interesting to see how they navigate that whole thing without, especially Foggy Nelson, because I feel like he's such a prominent part of the Daredevil character. So it's going to be weird to see if they don't have him, and if they do replace him, I'd be curious to see what they do bring or who they do bring in. All things told, overall, in general, like I'm pretty excited for an 18 episode Daredevil show. Like
Absolutely.
We've been saying it for how long? Like freaking Disney needs to put some of that money into these properties, because
for the love of God, don't make them 30-minute episodes.
I swear, if it's less than 30, I'll be okay with 30. If it's less than
30 without the
14 minutes of credits, yeah. I was like, if I'm getting 22 minutes and then the last
8 minutes
12
of credits,
minutes of credits,
2-minute opener, right?
Done. It's so stupid. Like, I'm like, I want a full 30 minutes of content in each episode. Like, I know that's asking for a lot. But like critically, like it's just one of those things where
really
it's like
not.
some of these shows. Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, you're right.
It's really not. Just shoot 30 minutes worth of content. This is not. It's not complicated.
Right,
Nickelodeon does this every day. I'm not sure where the conclusion is.
To be fair, production companies shoot way more than 30 minutes. They just cut it down to less than 30 minutes. So maybe you should just
Nickelodeon.
cut out
I was
less.
just thinking, like in my head, I'm thinking of like Wild Thornberry's Cat Dog. Like it's just like these old
school.
Like Cat Dog used to have 3 episodes in 30 minutes.
30 minutes,
If you can't,
right?
Yeah. Like
come on.
But anyway,
That's fast.
like literally, like just give us the content. Let them actually flesh out their characters, because obviously, like that was like the biggest thing about the Netflix shows. They were so long, you had like time to really like soak in everything that was going on. So I think if they do it right, I'm obviously still excited for Jon Bernthal to be in the show. I'm curious to see how much of the show he's a part of, because the Daredevil thing was a huge letdown for She-Hulk. But yeah, in general, it's like hot and cold right now, because right now they're just really not on a good win streak as far as like these shows are concerned. So I'm gonna have a very pessimistic hat on right now, because from what we've seen thus far, it has not been good. So we'll see how this pans out. Yeah.
I'll throw it over to you now, Jalen, because I know that you are our comic book lore connoisseur expert.
Indeed.
What do you see as the pros and cons of this new / returning addition to the new Daredevil show?
The literal only pro is that it's Jon Bernthal. The rest are complete cons. Listen, when I heard that they were going to do a Daredevil show on Disney Plus, like some people, I wanted my grittier version like we got on Netflix. But hey, we got Charlie Cox back, and they proved to us on She-Hulk that a PG-13 Daredevil can work. It can be intense, just like the Netflix show. He can still be fairly violent. He can still get away with a lot of the action scenarios and stuff that they did on Netflix. Great. Punisher doesn't work on Disney Plus. It just doesn't. There's no PG-13 the Punisher. You can remove the blood and all that good stuff, but like the literal content that he deals with compared to Daredevil, which is mostly like ninjas. You get some street crime, a couple team ups against a mobster, like very, vigilante, run of the mill stuff that you can PG-13, go way to the right and go rated R. You could even have like a G-rated version, whatever. The Punisher's like baseline content is like child molesters, cannibals, Orthodox Christian cults, like some very heavy, very PC issues. He has murdered an entire suite of the Ku Klux Klan just for funsies. Like, that is an issue that exists. Like, this is not...
This is exactly what society needs.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But I'm just saying, like, that is... You can't bring that kind of character to a Disney Plus show without it being true to the character. The PTSD that he has cannot be demonstrated in a real, like, compelling PG-13 fashion. Because there's a reason you have PTSD. You see stuff. Like, you can't just show somebody getting shot and not, like, the reason it worked on Netflix because they could show the actual traumatic images that would lead you to having these issues. They can't, that doesn't work here. And if I'm going to see, like, a buddy team up where, like, the Punisher's saying, like, oh, gosh darn it, I missed my sniper shot, I'm going to lose my mind. And it's going to be another big L. I would have much rather them recast the role for someone else and do a completely new interpretation than bring Jon Bernthal. Because that's what us fans wanted and expected. But Punisher doesn't work in a PG-13 format. Which doesn't make sense because they have the MA tag on Disney Plus now. I'm still I'm still dumbfounded that this is even a concept when you have that sectioned off on your website. Like, make it the way that we wanted it from Netflix. Like, that's what we're paying for. I don't understand. But yeah, again, pros that fantastic that Jon Bernthal's back. However, I would have much rather have seen a new casting and a completely new interpretation of the Punisher again.
I feel that. I'm kind of in between.
It's like I take my takes back. I agree with Jay.
I was about to say I agree with Jay, but also that I was going to say the good point that you brought up, Keone, was the fact that Jon Bernthal signed on for this means that he saw something in it that was something he's willing to do and would be right for the character. Fun little question I'm going to ask you guys. Over, under, I'll say 30% we hear the first F word in a Disney Plus show on Daredevil.
Could be over. I think you can get away with one and still have it be TV8, like TV 17 or something.
I mean, it's a streaming service. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean,
really I think we're going over
how much
here.
Punisher is a part of this. Yeah, because literally, if it's like the Daredevil cameo and he's one episode, I don't think one episode we're getting but
out of 18 episodes, we're with one for
if
one
he's
episode.
Supposed to be more than one episode, then yeah, I'd say over on that too.
I mean, I'm hoping that it's definitely
if he pops up
run
at the very end. I swear to God,
that would be very Disney Plus.
It's just like that's it.
I'm your buddy. I'm here to help
it's like
you
it's time
out.
to go to work, Matt.
And if he has, I think John Camper said something that I thought was super funny.
He has a BB gun instead.
Like a salmon colored outfit or something.
What?
Like he just comes in wearing something super Disney.
My outfit's at the dry cleaners. Lots of blood.
It's like a normal skull with crossbones, not even the Punisher.
It's drawn on. It's
literally just the emoji on a orange t-shirt.
It's the Toy Story Sid's shirt from the first Toy Story.
If he dances with Daredevil and She-Hulk,
starts twerking body yaddy.
Body yaddy yaddy.
I'm done.
Oh God,
I'm done.
Body yaddy yaddy.
I mean, just because I'm sure you guys have seen his clips of his podcast that he does.
Oh yeah,
there's just no way.
love his
knowing
podcast.
Who he is and how his personality is. There's no way he would sign on to have it watered down. But at the same time,
yeah,
Jalen's right. It's Disney Plus. What are they gonna do? Actually make it TVMA or
here's my possible saving
whatever.
grace for all of this is the booting of Chapek and the reinstating of Iger, because I feel like Iger can make the kind of call where it's okay, we're staying within the realm of Disney and keeping it on Disney Plus, but we will literally make use of that section that Jay was just talking about, where because I don't know if you guys are
because that means money.
John Campea as well. Yeah, exactly. John Campea literally brought up the Hulk with the Hulu deal thing, but I was just like, if that happens, like Disney Plus is more than open to like bringing in all of these shows, because Hulu obviously was like their outlet for like doing said, adult shows, but now they can just kind of have a section and literally make it so it's filtered so kids can't get on it. Like,
man, how hard
what is so hard about this?
I mean, for the most part, if you're a kid, maybe under 13 years old, maybe watching Punisher isn't for you, but it is not that hard for their developers to make some sort of switch where it's like parental guidance or something, just to make certain movies a little more specific to, because they're going to get Deadpool. Deadpool's going to be
not to make this
coming in hot.
But parents, it's really up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like
at the end of the day, too. Yeah,
watch
come
your
on.
kids. Like, if you don't want them to watch
there's settings and like things you can do. Like,
don't just
parental control.
we don't have to suffer
here.
because you can't get your kid not to watch the Daredevil stuff. Okay, that's that's BS, bro. That's on you.
We're not parents, but at the same time, you don't just have to hand them an iPad to make them get themselves busy.
Just saying.
Watch something with them.
Throw them outside.
It has to be like, hey, Keone. But like, just
outside. Wow.
Be a parent. Just saying. Come on.
Touch grass?
Sorry.
What?
Wait, what's
Touch
grass?
Wow.
You mean turf?
Wow. I'm so sorry.
Can you imagine that world? No.
That would be terrible.
Horrible.
Anyways, we're getting off topic.
Also, we never got to say, sup, you fuckers.
Sup, you fuckers.
We never get to say hi to the podcast. No.
Hey, guys. Say what's up to the crowd.
Yeah, it's too late. It's like I lost that mojo
Okay.
already.
All right. Anyways,
ruined the whole
moving on. We're going to go
there.
into a new trailer that released this week called Ghosted, which is kind of a little play on modern society and dating, where, you may be hitting it off with somebody, and then all of a sudden they just start ignoring all your messages, your calls, anything like that. And we have Chris Evans on the receiving end of that, where he goes out on a pretty much spur of the moment date with Ana de Armas. Kudos to him for Ana de Armas.
Great call.
Hell yeah, brother. And then suddenly she goes overseas and apparently doesn't have a messaging plan for international. And he goes and decides to surprise her. I'm going to get your thoughts first, Keone, because I wanted to ask you, would you ever do that?
That's so psycho, dude.
Hold on. How is
like,
it psycho?
I don't know.
How is it psycho? Okay. Ana de Armas is this gal that you've been seeing for like 3 or 4 weeks. You're telling me you're not trying to book a flight instantly when she starts ghosting you?
No, they had one date together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one day.
Who cares?
One
doesn't miss
night
back.
stand.
And like literally him scrolling through, I was like, there was like 40 messages not answered.
gone.
I'm
Bro.
like, 1, okay. 2, all right. 3, it's a stretch. By the
selling the
fourth
house,
one,
the car,
she's
all
not
of it, and I'm
messaging
on the
you
next
back.
red eye. Out. No questions asked.
Ana de
Anyways.
Armas is going to send a restraining order to you immediately. But yeah, it is a little bit of a weird, like, I mean, love is love. You know what I mean? Do you think?
But is it love yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not really a relationship or love at that point. It's
I mean,
kinda
we're
weird.
playing into it. It's definitely a movie, but
Yeah, but it is one of those, like, I get it. It's a movie. You got to have some kind of, and it's relevant because ghosted is a terminology that a lot of people use nowadays. But it was one of those things where I was just like, wow, one date? like I can imagine if it's a string of dates or it's like months and you're like, and then finally just out of nowhere. Because I feel like that's really the concept of ghosted. It's not necessarily just like but I mean, either way, it is one of those things that I thought was kind of interesting.
I would say, like, especially if she had any real interest in him,
Yeah.
she for sure would have said, "Hey, you can contact me this way instead," or message me
Yeah.
on Facebook, or doing something.
Like, I kind of
WhatsApp.
I get the concept, and I think that it's going to be one of those, like, typical rom-com type of deals as far as what might possibly happen, even though we're pretty much predicting what's going to happen. But interesting. It's a solid cast. Obviously, Chris Evans, coming back. Also, can I just say it really hurts anytime you see Chris Evans in any sort of action role now, just because it's like, just come back. Just come back. Like I don't need you to replace Sam Wilson. I just want the two of you together, back together. You can be, I don't know. Is there another version of Cap that he's not Cap and he could still have Sam Wilson as Cap? Like, just let him be the sidekick. I mean, I don't know.
America.
Yeah, just something. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm like, just come back. Like, he
could. I mean, he could just go back to being what he was in Infinity War. I forget the exact name of it, but basically,
Nomad?
he's just Cap with
the
long
with
you just go back to being
beard.
Nomad. Yeah.
See, that'd be fantastic.
No shield, but still super
Nomad.
serumed or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
totally go back as Nomad.
Just 100 years old, looking 100 years old.
They'll find a way.
Yeah, that's why he's not coming back.
They reverse on everything. But
now,
anyway.
Robert Downey Jr. we could see come back in AI and Riri and stuff because
we can't go on this tangent. We cannot.
Sorry.
Oh, we must.
But anyway,
no, we have to. No, we
I
have
agree
to.
with Keone.
No, we're gonna go so
100%. I agree with Keone. It does hurt a little bit to see Chris Evans, but my God, it's Chris Evans and it's Ana de Armas. The action looks great.
I was going to ask you: is this something? When I was watching it, I thought it was a little bit more of a pleasant surprise, Jalen, that Chris Evans is more of the damsel in distress in this movie, and he's not the action hero.
Yes.
He's like, oh my God. And sure, we can say this is for the powerful woman lead, but I think that was just a lot more hilarious to see. He's like, I don't know how to use this thing. And like, just quirky kind of playful.
I love the flip. Yes, I love the flip because we've seen the other one like 800 times where like the girl's chasing the guy that she likes so much to London and then she's the damsel the whole time and he's like, what the hell are you doing all the cool action stuff. So it's cool to see that flipped around. And we know Ana de Armas can clearly do action. She did it with Ryan Gosling in his movie that was on The Gray, that was on Netflix. So she was great. The Gray Man. She was great in that. So she can handle all that. She doesn't look awkward like some actresses do when they start doing the action stuff. Like she's in there killing it. So like, it's an easy sell when you're saying she's the action lead role in this movie and he's the dumb idiot bumbling buffoon that followed her to London. Like I was sold instantly. So yeah, that I love seeing that flip around from.
There's a level of belief you have to kind of get over when you're watching movies like this.
Right, always. But
I mean,
it's great.
I guarantee you, if he was chasing down someone because he was interested in this CIA agent, I don't think it would be that easy to find her like that.
No,
if you're a CIA agent,
that's the movie giving you plot armor right there. Like, the CIA, either you're a really bad CIA operative, or that guy has the best luck of all time. Like that is.
But yeah, I mean,
let
me get your takes. Are you guys going to go in the theater to see this? Wait for it to stream. Is it streaming Apple Plus?
I think it's
on Apple Plus. I think I'll snag it. I'll snag it for a month.
It's like, so no, I'm probably not going to go to the theater and see it because it's not going to be.
Yeah, I probably won't go to the theater. I don't think I can make that work in my schedule. But
I mean, for sure, yeah. I was like, also, just off note here, Apple Plus killing the game right now. Like they just have
really
so many good shows. Content. Like we need to start getting on that train because there's a lot of good shows that have been coming up there. A lot of award-winning shows. I mean, Ted Lasso's another one of those big.
Maybe some Patreon content.
Ooh.
Secret reviews of Apple Plus shows that you can't get here.
You don't say.
Maybe some live commentaries. If you
live commentary.
I like that, Jay. I like that.
Bang.
All right,
you're always
we had off the pod.
Ship it.
All right.
All right, moving on, we're going to go over Mandalorian episode 2 for season 3 that just released this past Wednesday. Oh yeah!
Just keep talking.
We're gonna get flagged for copyright. Hell yeah! Disney, hit us up. Let us know. But I'm gonna throw it over to you first, Jalen, because I feel like there's probably a lot more lore Easter eggs in this episode than me and Keone may be aware of. So just kind of let us know how you thought of the episode. We finally get to Mandalore.
Yes.
And pretty much we see that there's like indigenous people there in a way. As well as we have Bo-Katan coming in hot, ready for action. She gets to wield the Darksaber. What's going on? Let us know.
I'm just saying I was juiced. If you had any questions about how badass Bo-Katan was, they get answered in this episode, okay? Like, she's coming in with the Darksaber, just with, and the little shield thing, when that just, she whipped that out in the middle of, I was like, oh, so you've had this the whole time? I don't remember them doing that in the last season. It was totally badass.
Does every Mandalorian have their own little new weapon thing they bust out?
That's
like,
what I'm
this
saying.
Is Power Rangers-esque, like... right? Like, they all bust out their specific
what? Din has
weapons.
the little, like, firefly shooter things, technically?
He does. He has his little fire, the
Mm-hmm.
firefly things that come out. So that was really cool. I love that we got to see Grogu kind of full tilting into Jedi training mode a little bit from his days with Luke. Yeah, a lot of this, and then some actual like sequences where he said sight, 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 and then this little backflip, and then boom into his pod and gets up out of there. The whole time I was like, go, run! Oh my god!
It's like, I'm out of here.
It was so
Dad,
adorable.
you're on your
and
own.
then he remembered all of his dad's training and got Bo-Katan, and then she came to save him. Philosophically, though, I did like how that was. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was 10 out of 10.
If they make
I did
Grogu
like
a little
how this episode
Mandalorian
kind of
armor
set
by the
these
end
up.
of the season, I am done.
I'm losing it.
I'm out.
I'm getting all
won't
I'm
be able
losing
to
it and
contain
take my
myself.
money. I'm getting it. It's good.
I will never financially recover from if they do that. Like I won't. I'll have to have everything.
Grogu,
Everywhere.
Mandalorian armor, Funko Pop. Just that
my
thing
God.
is going to fly off the
I'll buy
shelves.
all
And
of
it's
them.
literally
Keep one, sell the
set
rest.
the scale. Also,
man.
I gotta say, I don't know if he just hasn't been training with it, because technically it's been like 2 years removed since he obtained it.
Yeah.
Din was kind of weak with the Darksaber, man. Like, he was not.
That's
handling
what
his
I didn't
business.
understand that, because he clearly was able to duel with it at one point. So is it that?
Yeah.
Like, is it
Yeah.
like? Did you just forget everything? So that was a little confusing for me when that happened. But we got to see some polarization of beliefs here, because Din is a very like his sector
By the book.
of Mandalorians are very much different thinking than Bo-Katan. Bo-Katan's like, you know, the planet's cursed, all this other stuff, because that's what she was told from her cultural sector of Mandalore, right? But then he believes there's sacred holy waters down there and blah, blah, blah. And she's not really into the mythical side of these things. And lo and behold, it's literally true. The beast is down there. Oh, my God.
What is that beast, actually? Could you...
Oh, I forget
What
the
is,
name
like,
off the top of my
lore?
head, but that's the whole kit and caboodle of Din's specific like faction of like Mandalorian
Is that their, like, idol
culture.
god
That's the
kind of?
beast, yeah, like kind of like an idol god you would worship. Hang on,
Oh, gotcha. I never even caught that.
Because I saw the big creature, I was like, oh my god, what the heck is this? And I saw people tweeting about it, but I was like, oh, is this
the
something
Mythosaur.
much deeper?
Sorry, the Mythosaur.
Wow. That's a name right there.
Yeah, the Mythosaur kind of changes a lot there for the Mandalorians, because now Bo-Katan has to kind of rationalize, like, oh, wait, we're like all of these things that I thought were crazy true. And then for Din, it like furthers his faith into like what he believes is the true code of Mandalore. But he also had some things get questioned because his cult believed that the air was toxic. And then lo and behold, the air was not toxic. Like, you know, like there's a lot of philosophical things about like what the original days of Mandalore looked like, and I hope we get to see some more of it because it was awesome. And I
mean,
yeah,
the
so
fact
good.
that they came out the gates, episode 2, they get to Mandalore right away after he's been talking about it since season 1.
Yeah, I
think
thought it was gonna be like a
that's
mid-season like battle crazy thing or something. Like they, you know, secret society was there, and they're like, "Ooh," you know, but no, it was.
So I was going to throw it over to you, Keone. Kind of basing off the fact that we are hitting the ground running with this season.
Yeah.
Katie Sackhoff was recently on a podcast with Christian Harloff. I know Jalen's familiar with him. You might be familiar with him if you see his face. He's on John Campion's show a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
She's so cool, man.
She was doing an interview
she
with
is.
him saying like, oh, you know, like if you guys are really excited about this first episode, just wait till you see the rest of the season. And we're only 2 episodes in. And what are you expecting to see more that can really drive us home with how much everyone loves Mandalorian already, and now that it's carrying the torch as it should?
Yeah. I mean, I think scale is one thing that while they've had it in moments, I think we're slowly getting to a point where like the scale of everything is going up, where we kind of started a little more like, he's on his own and he's kind of navigating the world in like a sort of bounty hunter-esque way. Like now he's slowly becoming kind of, in a way, like a major leader player
like a legend.
In like the Mandalorian. Yeah, like it's becoming that part of it. So, I mean, I think as we continue through the entire season, like if this is episode 2, and we're already getting like hints of how far this entire thing can go, like I mean, we saw the trailers. Like there's clearly like some sort of epic conflict that's going to happen that is going to make this all. And I mean, Pedro Pascal, man, he just like, does he do anything bad? Like, I don't even get it. Like I'm watching interviews of him. He just seems like a fantastic dude to grab a beer with. Like like literally like everything about him right now is just firing on all cylinders. He's fantastic in this show. And I think one thing that Jay pointed out that I thought was really funny for me, because like I said, I mentioned in the first pod where I was just like, can we stop making, Din kind of junk, It's just like, it seems like there's so many times. Yeah, it just like, this was another one of those moments where I was kind of like, he's so bad, like badass, like, but like then they just give him these moments where he just looks like what happened? He like literally Bo-Katan comes in and just like literally I was laughing because we were watching it and Bianca was like, wow, he kind of sucks. I was just like, no, he's cool. Like he's really good.
No, he's
and then
really
like Bo-Katan came in and then literally like destroyed the thing that he got captured in from like for like 5 seconds, like in 5 seconds. And I was just like, I mean, like they're both good. He's good. It's just like it was one of those things where I was just like, how do I defend this moment right
he was
now?
He was just caught by surprise. But,
just like what it was.
She knew she was going to go there to fight. Like ready
that's
to
what
go.
I said. I mean,
right.
for me, it
so
was
like he was just like checking it out, but like she knew she had the scrap. So like
knew.
respectfully,
Grogu came in
had
hot.
he known
Like,
that before,
my daddy
I bet
need
he
help.
would have been more like.
My daddy
and I
need
couldn't
help.
even use the excuse
Come on,
of like
you know.
him not having like because he had the dark saber, and like you've already mentioned, it's just like what happened? Like he looked like a complete.
You dueled Moff Gideon. That's why I'm so confused. You dueled him. Well, he dueled. I guess maybe not because he dueled him with the spear. But then we saw him use it and get trained in Boba Fett. Like I don't understand.
So
where
let
that
me
plot
ask:
just left.
do you guys think at any point in this? Because I don't know how invested or tied to the darksaber he is to it. Do you think he's going to be willing to give it to Bo-Katan for her to use? Because
He already wanted to.
Yeah,
I don't think.
And
he tried to.
Yeah,
right?
it has to be a wand in combat, which makes sense. But I mean, you saved his ass, so I mean, okay, it's kind of like you just went through the combat right now and just take.
Now, is this like a to the death kind of combat deal?
No, because Moff Gideon didn't die.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I was just like, why can't it be like, oh no, just like, give it to her?
Push it, or just immediately upon agreeing to the duel, say like I yield.
See,
and then
this is why I said like I feel like we kind of had the conversation in the last pod where we're not sure where she's gonna like she might be like the antagonist or whatever.
Yeah.
But like in my head, I'm thinking like I don't think that would make sense because like really she had the opportunity to literally take it from him.
But
and
I think she even knows
issues.
that this is how
this is the way.
Kind of like,
yeah.
Hey.
But that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where I'm like, it just seems like maybe she may be stepping into into the role that I think Gina Carano's character might have had, where she kind of is like an ally, but like.
And
you know
I think this visit probably makes her come to a bigger realization, epiphany, if you will, about like, maybe
how real, maybe this sends her on her own journey, and
I may not
maybe
be Catholic,
we get a Bo-Katan show in the future.
So we'll get into it.
I do think the heel angle is still doable though, because again, we had a philosophical episode here, so she's gotten shook. Which might just be like, you know what? No, fuck that. I can rule Mandalore. Like I can go get my army that I deserve, and I'm going to take that darksaber and do it now because she saw the mythosaur while she was saving Din. So I mean, that's kind of like a big deal there. So I definitely still think the heel angle is on the table.
And I think they've written her very neutral up until this point still, so it can go teeter either way. which is
and watching her
cool to
kick
see.
some butt, like just
Katie
be a leader.
Sackhoff,
Jeez,
what a
yeah,
beast.
I agree. Yeah,
Kay Sackhoff's just awesome, man. Like, just
Yeah.
put her in anything
Yeah.
at this point. I don't care.
So why hasn't she gotten more recognition?
Well, because she was mainly just like she was the perennial like action badass female actress for a while. It just kind of she was just in a lot of like kind of just B-list stuff. Like Stargate was not like the
Like Scott
biggest
Adkins.
show, that stuff too. Like,
Actually, that's a fantastic.
But Scott
comp
Adkins,
right
he's
there.
going to be in John Wick. Oh, that's coming out this month too. John Wick 4.
It is. Remember when we were this close to having a Keanu Reeves day, like Matrix and John Wick 4 were supposed to come out on the same day?
I believe
Oh yeah,
We were this close, guys.
But still,
Just miserable.
I'm super excited about that movie too. Anyways, before we get off the topic and start ranting about Keanu Reeves and John Wick, more in the world of Pedro Pascal.
Always.
The second to last episode of this season of The Last of Us is episode 8. I don't remember the title exactly, but
Man, let me tell you about this episode, bro.
Keone, so I'm going to throw it to you first. In regards to what you've seen and how you played the game, was this pretty spot on, and did it amplify more of what you saw when you played the game?
so you do play the part of her in the moment that we all watched and just reveled
Where she made
in.
his face to ground beef?
Yeah, because there is like an action button used for this moment. So I think it was like literally one of those like cinematic kind of fight scenes where you have all like the. And I do think they, I mean, like the game is brutal. There are some moments that you just like you think like, how are they going to do this? And the way they did it in the show was just good Lord.
Yeah.
Like if she's not a bona fide star / badass already, Bella Ramsey is a bona fide star / badass now. Like that was her moment. I think this put her just in that. I mean, we like you mentioned. Jay mentioned it before. She's in that upper echelon of just young, up and coming actors, whatever. I don't even know the proper term anymore. But like, she's there with the rest of them, and I think it's. I mean, the more we see from her, and honestly, like I think I forgot where I'd heard this. It might have been Campy, it might have been somebody else. I don't even remember, but. The more I see of her alone, the more I'm like, wow, yeah, like literally like Pedro Pascal, fantastic, amazing, unreal, whatever. Like she can literally be her own.
She can steal the show.
Like literally, yeah, she can just be her own. Like I love Pedro. He's there. Obviously, he's going to be there for a very long, time. If you've played the game, you already know. But it's one of those things where I was just like, if it was just her in the show, I wouldn't even be mad because low-key, she's killing the game. And I love their dynamic so much. So having the two of them together is just OP, kids. Like it's ridiculous. Like they're just too damn good together.
You
it's
need
insane.
someone to be able to play off of the main actor, especially when it's a two-person main star show. And the fact that they found someone who...
Like if I said right now, who's the star of this show?
Damn. Don't know anymore.
Right?
I gotta give it to her.
And that's for
That's
me.
hard.
I was like, that's
because it's
you
weird.
could
There's moments where they just have Pedro on the screen, and there's moments where they just have her on the screen, and both of them can carry it with seamlessly. And I think that's the biggest thing is like you find someone that can go toe to toe with your main actor, and then you look like you're the main actor or actress. But are you? So by the end of this episode, how far along? Because I know that we have one episode left, season finale. How far along in the game campaign are we? Like, are we going to come in hot with this last episode with a ton of things going down?
It's funny because I don't think this might even be like halfway through the first.
So do you think
three
that?
games? So I was like, there's a lot of.
They
do
did
you
say
think
season 2 was going to wrap up the rest of
Yeah, because I was
most
like,
of the
okay,
first
I thought it was
season
gonna
and
be
then
day
go
one.
into The Last of Us
No.
2. So
Gotcha.
Because then it would be just 3 seasons and it'd be over, right? So we're not. I think maybe even a third through the game because there's a lot.
David's pretty early from what I have seen. Like David was a pretty
And
early.
not just that,
that
was
his depiction. How do they find? I just said,
is there just an ad? Can you play a really creepy
pedophile guy?
No, you know,
creepy
there are some
pedophile
actors
cannibal
that just
church leader
get treated as like kind of weird typecast actors.
Yeah. And he just
like,
immediately when he stepped on screen, I was like, "Yep, that's the pedophile, right?"
He's
there.
like, "Huh."
They
You're
didn't
a
have to say
teacher.
his
You were a
name.
teacher.
The
Yeah,
moment
I believe it.
his name didn't even have to come up. The moment he showed up on screen, I was like, "That's the guy right there."
It's that guy. Boys, we got him.
But or he got boys anyway.
Boys.
Well,
that whole
it was funny because obviously I had never played the game, so I had no idea. But like, it didn't register with me when they first brought in the meat, and they're like, "What meat is this?" I was like, "Venison." I was like,
venison.
Well, what else? They just killed a deer. What else? And then I realized,
The more I looked at it, I was like, that meat don't look like that. Hold on now.
And it's funny because Bianca was just like, "Are they a cult?" I'm just like, I don't want to spoil things for you, but it's like,
what do you think that meat is? It's like, what do you think that meat is? Huh?
Oh, good Lord. Yeah. That
It's,
even when
Play that game.
the way they do these things, it's just like on screen, it looks so much more.
It carries so much
graphic,
more
like-
weight. We're like, "Oh, are we gonna bury my dad?" Like, "Oh, we're gonna wait till the spring." I was like, "No, you're eating
Oh
that
God, I know.
He's
See,
dead.
it's funny because
When you think back on it,
it's
you're
like,
like, "Oh my god,
it's so creepy."
I ate
know,
my
it's
daddy.
so- I get
And,
it.
yeah,
I mean,
and
there's
I wasn't
survival
familiar
and
with
all
the
that,
game,
but,
so like the villain setup for me, like I knew of David, like I heard like he was probably going to show up, but so like I haven't played the game through and through, so I just know of the character. But that line though, when I heard it at first, I was just like, that's a fucking weird rationalization to not bury someone, but whatever. I get it. Maybe you don't want to fucking risk it, I guess.
dig through some snow."
And
I'm
moved
so
on.
sorry.
Then when we saw the reveal of what was going on in there, I was like, oh my God. Oh, that's why you didn't want
Now,
you
did
wanna
you guys
save
think
the supply
that?
of food.
I'll throw it over to you, Dylan. Did you think that? Yes, it was an Easter egg. It wasn't necessarily needed, and only those in the know would really understand it. Did you think that Troy Baker should have had a little bit more substance to his character, or did he have just enough?
that was the Joel voice actor as well, right?
Yeah,
Is that who you're
it
referring
was
to?
James, the one that got
Yeah.
butchered in the neck.
No, he was perfect. I think it was like that's how you do good cameos. Just like the other voice actor for Joel that was in the earlier episodes. Like they have a little bit of a role. You give them some screen time to kind of flex like, hey, I'm more than a voice actor, but like yeah, it was perfect. And like I think for him watching the post credit thing afterwards, like for him that was like just a crazy experience. And he was like, yeah, dude, I get to be stabbed in the neck and then I get to fall down. There's like so you could tell the actor was having a good time with it.
He
And
got
then
to do
it
live
also
action.
made sense. Yeah, and it made sense. So no, I think it was a perfect. That's to me that's how you perfectly do cameos. It's good little just drops in there and the fans know and all that good stuff. So yeah, just a phenomenal episode top to bottom. Again, I wasn't emotionally prepared for this episode, and I think it was again more brilliant writing because the whole time you're watching the episode, you're like, "Oh, Joel's coming, like Joel's gonna get in there and he's coming."
Oh yeah.
He never comes, and you're just like, "Oh my god!" Like
He comes
the
at the
whole
last
time.
minute
You're
when
just like,
everything is done.
yes.
Blood on
It's
his
so
face.
funny because at the end of it, I was told Bianca, I was like, how funny would it be if, like, they meet up, they hug, and she's like, because I was thinking a little bit of like, oh, where's everybody else? Like, you just see a trail of just dead bodies, like Joel just got through
Murder.
to get to her. just like man, women,
Like-
children just spread out.
Hugh
just
Jackman in that
completely-
one scene of Logan where he just runs through the forest.
He's like, don't worry, I got you. It's just
But
like
that was,
bodies,
but,
just like, oh.
I didn't think the way when I rewatched the scene, just the compassion he gave to her, like she was his own daughter at the end. Like, it's okay, I'm baby girl, I'm here. Like,
Yeah,
I
he
was
said
like,
baby girl. Yeah,
That was
I
the
like,
break.
"Ooh."
We saw Joe break finally.
Yeah.
Like, he's broke. That's it.
and he
Now
doesn't
the
even know
barrier
what
is
she
down.
just went through either.
No.
He just got to her after that.
Can we just say one of the best scenes of the whole thing? And it's a trope that I absolutely cannot stand in most of these types of shows. But one of the best damn scenes was his torture scene of that guy to get the information. Like,
yes, because he's just like, I don't care.
I believed him.
No, I believed him. I was like, oh,
That was so bad.
yes. Not just that, but like, it's like, how many times are you just like, just kill him? Because if he escapes, he's getting you later. Like, just kill. And he just like, I was just like, oh, okay, damn. I didn't have to say it. Like, you just like murdered these fools. It was so good. Just
the hugging
absolutely.
scene is what broke me because I was just done. I started bawling a little bit because again you're up here the whole time because you're like waiting for Joe and then he doesn't show up and then she's fighting to get the freaking crazy guy. She stabs him with the neck and then it's the whole scene set up. I'm like, oh, good job, girl. You lit the fire, so maybe he'll see it and then he'll be able to put the pieces in the the old Rambo. No, never happens. And then the last little bit where she's just fucking flailing around, grabs the knife and finally just makes him into a good piece of sushi. I was like, oh my God. So I had to come down and then that happened and I was like,
Or they just do like a weird one-liner because they cannibals. Dinner served.
right. Oh God. That would have ruined the whole bit.
I know that would have ruined the whole
entire bit would have been ruined.
But yeah, we do have a lot to look forward to for the season finale. I believe, if I read correctly, the voice actress for Ellie from the game is going to be cameoing in this one. I believe it's supposed to be like a flashback of her being Bella Ramsey's mom. I could be completely wrong.
That's cool.
I thought I saw
cool.
some images, and forgive me if I'm wrong. When you guys watch the episode tonight, I think that's the actress that plays that one random waitress in the Avengers movie.
Yep, Captain America. She's like, thank you, Cap. Like that girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm super
I
excited.
forgot what she was from, something like way back when, but I can't remember because she was like, she's not like one of them top.
She's just there.
But and also, might I note with these British female little younger
why
actors,
are they better than us?
Well, not only that, but like, no offense to Millie Bobby Brown, but like Bella Ramsey top dog right now.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I'm sorry. Because we haven't seen Millie do something like that. Like I think we're all still kind of wrapped up in the Stranger Things thing. Like we love her in
don't
that
get us wrong.
specific
She played
area.
11 very well.
She does. But like,
is
what
she
else?
A great actress?
You know,
we'll find out.
I'm not gonna lie. There were
Godzilla
moments
didn't really do her any favors. You know,
even in the last. Oh yeah. Wow, that was. Yeah.
What happened?
But I was like, not even in Stranger Things. For me, her character kind of like, and I think we had that discussion while Stranger Things was going. Like, she was kind of slowly becoming one of the least like interesting parts of the show. Yeah. For me personally, like there were some cracks in her armor in that season. So,
and I think the hard thing with
Bella
that though
Ramsey
is also like
stupid.
You know, for the first 3 seasons, and then kind of going into the 4th one that we just watched, she has to play this like oblivious child that never grew up in society, and it just she's older now, and it just doesn't work well with her character anymore. It's like you need to have some sort of intelligence.
like she should be able to talk now. She should be able to like formulate and kind of understand some
Full
social cues
articles,
now, right?
Objects, subjects, verbs. Come on,
right? Like, and we're
is a
doing
little
the
weird
whole
when she's
school bully
surprised at
thing
things,
with no powers, which was sad. And I was like, oh my God, poor you. You know, that's like a whole trope. But as soon as she got him back, I was like, please go back to high school and just, you know what I mean? Just a quick little
Oh my God!
Force choke, you know what I mean?
Snap that girl's neck who was bullying her.
you know the vibe. I mean, wait,
maybe not even that. Just like when she's going downstairs to class, just give her a little on the foot,
push down the
telekinesis, and watch her tumble.
We are not encouraging bullying, everybody.
No, we're saying beat up the bully. That's what we're saying.
Kill the bullies. He literally
You know what?
It took a second to register, but I was like, wait, did you just say to kill the...
Did you just
He's like,
say to
snap
kill
the neck?
a
I was like,
minor?
oh my God.
Doesn't necessarily
Dude,
mean that they'll
with
die.
kids.
It just means their neck's broken, okay? Jesus.
I mean,
Come
what's
on,
her
I'm
name
not
got
saying.
snapped in 100 places by Vecna, and she's still good, technically, right? She was like all G at the end, but blind.
The thing is, you're absolutely correct. So therefore, my point holds. Continue on the show,
She's a
logic,
vegetable.
everyone.
Snap her neck, and she's
fine.
still kind of good.
Still kicking. She's fine.
Also,
she can't see or
Because
hear.
we're going
or
off on these tangents.
breathe
Sadie
on her
Sink
own.
was such a good portrayal of the
She
daughter
did
in The Whale.
circles around Millie Bobby Brown
Oh,
in that
yeah.
season, I think.
Bro.
Actually, since she
yeah.
came
No,
on
I
the
mean,
show,
in
I
The
personally
Whale.
think that she's...
Did you guys get a chance to watch it?
That
Not yet.
season, The Whale, both things you guys are saying are in sync because
You got to see The Whale?
it's like I'm Justin, you're Chris Kirkpatrick,
Yeah.
Jalen is JC Chazé. Wow. Anyway, but yes, I did see The Whale.
And did you like it?
You know, it's funny because like right off the rip, I was like, "Wow, this is not the scene."
This is
I was
dark.
expecting to
Oh, no, yeah.
Open the movie with, not the
Right.
dark part.
I mean, it's dark. It's like,
I was
oh.
already like, "Wow, this is."
And I totally forgot.
We're
Like,
getting busy.
wait, have you seen it, Jalen?
No. But I heard,
But,
like the
oh, he's getting
contrast of, like, the
busy.
characters that she's played, and then
No,
you go
like-
watch The Whale, and you're like,
When I see that opening scene, I totally forgot that they said, "Oh yeah, Brendan Fraser is playing this gay overweight man," and then I totally forget it's gay overweight man. And the first scene that you see him in, you're like, "Oh God." What
I
a-
didn't look anything else up for the movie, so I had no idea that he was gay initially, and then obviously, like, you watch the movie, but I was just like, yeah, that part, I was just like, wow,
I was not
where we
expecting.
started was very, very woo. Anyway,
But yeah, hey, the
Fantastic
Oscars are coming on
performance, yeah.
today. If you guys are interested,
oh.
frick,
I mean, I got time. I'll
get
put
this
it on
after
the little
it came out.
screen. Yeah, we'll make some notes.
I wouldn't say I don't think it's going to win Best Picture, but Brendan Fraser's performance was quite
for sure.
superb.
Yeah, I agree
Best
with that.
actor
as well.
nod, for sure.
I did also.
Yes.
Nominee?
I don't know about winning.
Yeah.
about
I mean,
the
what other
maybe not
big
win, but I
That's a
performances
think
we
stacked.
have?
That's a stacked category. You got Austin Butler. You have Brendan Fraser. You have
Austin Butler and Elvis was fantastic.
You have
Colin
Colin
Farrell
Farrell was
Colin
fantastic
Farrell.
in Banshees of
oh
Inisherin.
my gosh, he was so good. He's so good.
So
Damn,
Colin
this might be
Farrell's
one.
so underrated, dude.
He is, dude.
So damn underrated.
And did you
The
see
Penguin was one of the freaking most insane things I've seen in such a long
his?
time.
There was you know how they do those actor roundtables.
Yeah.
He was talking
Yeah.
about like when he
Oh, yeah.
wasn't doing a lot of acting in a while. He's like, I had to like really reset my mind and think like when I first came into this business, everything was. I was working hard for it, and then after a while, I was like just kind of cruising, and my career was like,
it's
going
funny
downhill.
Initially, I didn't really like him at all. Like there were some movies I was just like, no, he's not
Yeah.
really. He's just
Well,
like
you think he was playing the
good-looking-
same atypical
good-looking
role.
dude. That,
Yeah, good-looking American
Yeah.
cop guy. Like
Yeah.
that was his little pocket
Yeah.
Or
that he fit
Bullseye.
into. Bullseye,
Yeah,
randomly.
it-
What a
oh,
shame.
God,
What a
yeah.
shame.
It's
That
like-
movie had so much
Yeah.
upside. What a shame.
Yeah,
Director's cut should have came
But-
out. That was what did it.
Anyways,
But
before we
literally,
go off on a
he's
crazy
fantastic, yeah.
tangent,
True.
that'll do it for us here today on this segment
Totally
of
could have talked
post
some
credits.
Oscar stuff. No, I'm just-
We'll go over some Oscar winners, I guess, next episode.
Yeah.
Damn it! Should have been.
If
That would've
Homegirl
been
from
okay.
Black Panther doesn't get Best Supporting Actress, I'm quitting.
Oh, Angela Bassett.
I swear to
Oh
God.
yeah.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, gentlemen,
I'm
let
surprised
them-
you didn't touch on the Screen Actors Guild stuff.
because it's you know
It's not really a...
For the Asian people, Nolan, come on.
Everything,
shout out to James
everywhere, all at
Ryan,
once?
what?
Everything,
Yeah.
everywhere,
They had
all
like
at once?
Oh, yeah, that's
four of the categories.
Just clean sweep.
Their actors are won.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
That
man.
was such a good movie. That's fine.
I wonder if it's gonna. I think it's gonna pull off the best picture by a small margin. I think.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
They could do the clean sweep, Golden Globes, SGAs, Oscar.
Could you imagine?
Put us on
Clean
the
sweep.
map.
Bro.
Stop Asian
Yeah, it
hate,
was
everybody.
fantastic.
Here we go.
Oh God.
Right there.
Anyways, let them know where they can find you, Jalen.
You can find me on Instagram at @artbyjalen. You can find me on Twitter, tweeting about a lot of things regarding sports and video games and the complete and utter collapse of Bungie's ability to make a campaign mode on Destiny 2. And you can find me on Twitch at Mogathanos_LGG. Probably will be streaming some Destiny 2 Lightfall content, some raiding and dungeons and whatnot fairly soon now that the update is here. So,
Bingo bongo.
yeah.
Keone.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at Kayonee, KAYOHKNEE.
And you guys can find me at NolanKYT on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. And also, please give our Instagram page a follow, the Po and Soy Podcast. We've definitely been amping up the reels a little bit more, so you guys get a little bit of a snippet if you guys want to tune in for a specific episode. If, maybe you're more into our post-credits, or you're more into our sports, you can see a little bit of everything. Are you good there, Kenny? You just kissed the mic for all of our listeners out there. Anyways,
That was a treat for them.
good.
thank you guys for your views and your support.
Subscribing.
Please feel free to give us a like, subscribe, comment wherever applicable. But thank you guys for making us a part of your day. We enjoyed having you be a part of ours. From all of us here at the Po and Soy Podcast, vibes and love.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Yeah, they should probably just cancel the Daredevil show right now.